Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, crazy dude, I'd be very thankful.
So Cole does survive, and he's making his comeback with kicks aplenty, and people are into everything, and they're trading big moves, and Cole hits his Panama Sunrise in the second try, and he drops his knee pad, and Josh Alexander attacks for the disqualification. That was weird.
Dude, I mean, some guy on the board got mad at me because there was a finish on Raw that I actually thought like it was a shit finish, but it was a good one because it played into all sorts of different storylines. It was the finish, I think, from the Raw main event or whatever. But like, you know, when it was over, it set up like Finn Balor and Dom, and you know, it was like everything tied together in this screw job finish. There was nothing like that here. It was just a guy hit a move and another dude ran in and just broke it up for the DQ. Like, they rarely do DQs, but if you're going to do them, like, make them meaningful or make them, like, a good reason for it. There was nothing here. He just ran in and broke it up. And it's not even like it set up an impromptu match, because this was the only match that was advertised. Brody King and Josh Alexander.
It was a very ECW thing to do, to have interference lead to an immediate match after. But yes, like you say, that match was advertised.
Yes.
So, yeah, it was all quite weird. I would have absolutely had Kyle Fletcher win the TNT title here. Why waste time? But if you're not going to do that, why not put Cole in there with someone he can beat? So it's a bigger deal when Kyle Fletcher beats him. I don't know.
So I was very much turning heel on this show at that point. But thankfully, Josh Alexander and Brody King brought my love for Dynamite back because they had a great match.
They had a mean guy match. Although I do think my favorite part was Callis dubbing Josh Alexander the greatest ring technician from Canada ever. Even better than Don Leo Jonathan and Gene Kiniski.
Yeah.
I do love Don Leo Jonathan, unironically. But Brody chops the post really, really hard. Really, really hard. And Josh works him over forever, works the arm forever. My only complaint is that no matter which guy was on offense, the match felt exactly the same. So it didn't feel like it was... And Josh worked him over for a long time, kept targeting the arm, and it felt like the arm was in trouble. But Brody would come back, and the pace wouldn't change at all, and they just clobber each other. The arm trap German by Josh was ridiculous. And
yeah, especially because he dropped Brody on his face and destroyed it.
He destroyed his own face.
Yes.
Bad idea there. Bad night for faces here in AEW. But he goes for a moonsault, hits the knees, and Brody, who never really made like a sustained comeback, he would do some stuff here and there, but it wasn't like a like this is the turning point where he's in control now. He just got his knees up for that moonsault and pretty much went straight to the Gonzo bomb and won. And Don Callis says, "Damn it!" And they beat each other very, very hard. No doubt about that. So we get a Kyle Fletcher promo saying he does not know whose call that was. He does not need anyone's help to beat Adam Cole. Cole attacks, vows to kill him.
Yeah. Said he was a dead man.
Man, this feels about 3 years too early to even suggest a split between Kyle Fletcher and Don Callis. To even broach the subject. And that's what they did here. And your main event segment, a face-to-face promo battle between Mercedes Mone and Toni Storm. And I've talked about this a lot. I'm not a huge fan of these kind of segments. Just go talk for a while. But both women did a great job. And giving them the main event segment and a lengthy main event segment and just putting them out there makes the whole thing feel more important.
Yes, when this was
there was
over,
no to the back here.
When this was over, this felt like by far the two biggest women stars in the entire company, maybe of all time.
In the world.
And they're having a giant match at the biggest show of the year, and it's very important. So they did a great job, putting that message across.
They put each other over while insulting each other. They didn't bury each other. They said, "I know you're the best, I'm even better. You're the greatest of all time, but I'm timeless." That was one line in there. I did enjoy when Toni starts to drop the innuendos, as she always does, and she says something about her hips. But Mercedes says, "Oh, even your hips are not wide enough for the money train." And I laughed. But they say some little girl will be watching at home and she'll say, "Holy."
She said some line about sliding in.
That was in there.
That's what led to the hip line.
Yeah. But Toni says there will be a little girl watching at home saying, "Holy shit, these bitches are crazy." And they're going to see which one of us is best. And Mercedes actually offers a handshake. Toni accepts. It gets very intense. It also gets homoerotic. And I can't deny it made the match feel bigger than it did 50 minutes ago. And it felt awfully big 50 minutes ago. So that was a success.
Well, Mercedes then tried her finish. Toni avoided it. Toni tried her finish. Mercedes avoided that. And then they bailed. So the idea is they're both going for that big move, but they haven't got a chance to hit it yet. We're still like 6 weeks away from this pay-per-view.
I think 7, actually.
That's a long time.
That's a long time because it feels hot now. Will it still feel hot in 7 weeks? That is a tough, what do you call it? Tough line to...
A tough road to hoe.
Tough road to hoe.
So to speak.
Tough line to tightrope walk. What the hell am I saying?
I don't know, dude. It's a tough road to hoe. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That was Dynamite.
A tough fence to straddle.
Would you stop? It's a good beginning, good ending, rough in the middle.
That's fair.
That's what I would say about that show.
That's fair.
But the important stuff was great.
That's also fair.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notify button, and you'll never miss a video again.